To improve the speed and how your Lightroom will work, you can change some settings in the Preferences menu. Where is it? Go up into the Lightroom menu, and in the drop-down menu you can see the Preferences in the list. Click on the Preferences and this will open Preferences window. Now you can see many different tabs on the top and the active one is highlighted. You can move through the preferences by changing the tabs. In General Settings, you can change the language. In the scroll-down menu, you can see which languages are available, and as you see, I have English checked. Below Language, you see two checked settings. One with an option to show the splash screen on startup, and if you like, this logo will always display when you launch the program. The second is to automatically check for software updates. It is wise to keep the automatic update box checked. You always want to take advantage of the newest software version. The next section gives Lightroom information from which catalog it should load data from. By default, it is set to most recent catalog. We will leave it like this. Import options is the next area below. By default, there are two boxes checked, and the first one, Show import dialog when a memory card is detected. This will automatically open the import window when you connect your memory card to the computer. The second, with collection settings, I leave as it is, but I want to check the last box. This one is unchecked by default. What it does? It will import to Lightroom RAW files only if you have in your camera selected option to have both files, both types of files, JPEG and RAWs. If you will check this box, then during import you will see every picture in two formats. One will be JPEG and the next to it you will see the RAW file. I leave it unchecked, so when I start import, Lightroom will only upload the RAW files. It will ignore JPEG files. If you shoot only JPEG files, then Lightroom will import these JPEGs. There are also some sound cues that you can set for Lightroom when completes certain tasks. It can inform you about completion of photo import, about tether shooting, and also when the exporting is finished. I prefer to have my computer signal to me when the photos are finished being imported to the computer, and I select this sound, for instance. And I like also to hear the sound when the export of my files is completed. Here I will choose another sound to differentiate the tasks. What else is there to change and where? In the Presets tab, I do not apply any changes. In the External Editing tab, I also leave this as it is by default. These are the settings that your software applies to the photos for editing them in Photoshop, for example, or other photo editors. The next tab is File Handling, and we will apply some changes here. When you import RAW files and you want to develop them to DNG format, then I prefer to keep my file extensions in lowercase letters. In compatibility, please check to make sure that you have the latest camera RAW selected. Please check if you have the newest version, because it improves the development process of the RAW files. Leave Embed Fast Load Data checked. It will improve speed. Now I move to RAW cache settings. The cache is set at 1 GB during installation. If you really want to speed up working with your files, you can increase the cache size. What is cache? Cache is the place where your computer stores temporary files. The more memory that is devoted to cache, the smoother the program will run. I prefer to keep my cache at 20 GB. In the last two tabs with Interface and Lightroom Mobile, I do not apply now any changes. These are all of the important preferences that you should change at first. Now you can close the dialog box and we can finally begin importing some pictures.